Oh wow, Chilling Reign is such a cool set. I'm so happy I'll have so much time to enjoy it, pull alternate arts, and oh, never mind. Evolving Skies was just announced. Okay, that's cool. Hey, there's more alternate arts. There's a Rayquaza, a Dragonite, the return of Dragon Pokemon just in general. So looks... Oh, never mind. Celebrations just got announced. Well, that's good. At least now I have 3 sets to look forward to. But I'm probably not going to enjoy any of them. And friends, that's exactly the problem. In today's video, we're going to discuss why Pokemon's being so aggressive with news of upcoming sets and how that's impacting the way that we receive as well as perceive our current English TCG. But first, as we always do, roll that intro. Hey Gengar Gang, what is going on? My name is Ryan, this is the Analytic Gengar, and welcome to another video. In today's video, friends, we discuss what is happening currently with the Pokemon TCG and what I perceive to be one of English's biggest issues as of right now, and that is a lack of real connection or any type of real meaningful presence with any one of the recent Pokemon TCG sets that came out in English. Now, today's video is weird for a couple reasons. One, as I had mentioned earlier in the week, I am sick and I think I'm getting even more nasally as the week has gone on. Hopefully that means my body is winning this fight. I don't know. But if I sound like a frog in today's video, assume that's literally actually what I look like right now. Anyways, other than that, yeah, the other main thing to consider is that SM Pratt kind of inspired this video. And the reason I say that is because he recently made a video where he called out the English TCG right now. Now, on a card-by-card level, he has gone on to state that English is really in a golden era right now, and the reason for that is because there's literally something for everyone. If you collect alternate arts, if you collect a particular artist, you have new artists, you have CGI, you have old school animation, so it's like no matter what it is you want, there is a high likelihood the current TCG has it in both Japanese and English. The problem that he calls out, however, is the fact that for the English TCG, there is no real set presence for any one of the different sets that's come out. When you look at something like the Japanese equivalent to these sets, there's usually a lot more association with the sets that makes them more meaningful, meaning you have Eevee Heroes as the Japanese set, but then that kind of gets diluted as you bring it over to the English because it gets blended together with Skyscraping Perfection and Blue Sky Stream, and then it becomes this weird set called Evolving Skies that's clearly not a knockoff of a set from the XY era. Either way, we end up in a situation where the English TCG seems to just be a blender set, and I'll use SM Pratt's direct words. So that made me start thinking, well, how or why did we get here, and what is causing that to happen? Obviously, Scott calls out probably one of the biggest issues, and that is quite literally this whole thing about how sets are just getting blended together willy-nilly and then thrown to the English TCG universe. But then I began asking myself additional questions, like, I really don't feel as strong a connection with Chilling Reign as I thought I would have, and that set has some super cool cards. So then I began looking inwards and started asking people and started being curious. And what I found is something that I think is actually a strong undercurrent that is really kind of undermining the way that English TCG players are currently enjoying our hobby. And so that's where we pick off today's video. So as you can see on screen, we have a list of all of the different Pokemon TCG sets. Specifically, I want to focus in on the bottom half of this list, specifically starting right around Vivid Voltage. Now, Vivid Voltage was released here in the United States on November 13th, 2020. It was released in September of 2020 in Japan, and that's fine and dandy. There was about a 2-ish month gap between us getting it and them having gotten it. So, we are officially given this really cool, really neat set. It has Pikachu in it. Everybody goes nuts, right? Then, believe it or not, we actually go pretty radio silent for some period of time. The next set we're going to get is about 5 months away. But we do get some news of sets, and this is actually the way that things are supposed to work. A set gets released, again, Vivid Voltage, November 13th, 2020, And then, after that set has been released and has been on store shelves, LOL, for some period of time, then we get news of the next set. So, in between Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles, 2 sets technically came out. Battle Styles as well as Shining Fates. Now, Shining Fates isn't on this list because I'm pretty sure this is a list of the actual TCG expansions and not special sets. So, if you notice, Hidden Fates is also nowhere to be found on this, and I think that's on purpose. So, a quick Google search will tell us everything we need to know about when both Battle Styles and Shining Fates were announced. I did, obviously, some very quick Google searches and found that, yeah, Shining Fates was announced as early as December 3rd, 2020, and we know this is the actual date since this is a media alert from press.pokemon.com. Here's the actual page, which obviously shows you that, yeah, today, the Pokemon Company International announced the special expansion for the TCG, which will release February 19th, 2021. Now, it's not uncommon for special sets like Shining Fates or Hidden Fates to have some sort of rule-breaking announcement. And that's the whole point, right? This is a special set. You're supposed to get excited about it. It's releasing February 19th, which is also Pokemon month in the 25th anniversary of Pokemon year-wise. So yeah, this was very clearly meant to be a special announcement, and it was. Then, if you look, probably about 2-ish weeks later, we also then get news on December 16th, 2020 at a minimum, of Battle Styles being the next English TCG set. So, what does that mean? If we go back to our list, we know that Vivid Voltage was released November 13th. We waited about a month. That means people had a month to open this set, watch people open this set, observe the polls, watch the prices, buy cards, trade cards, enjoy the Pokemon trading card game's most recent expansion before they were basically throttled with additional news of the next sets. Also bear in mind that the next sets weren't coming out for some period of time, and that happens to be the case right around year end anyway, since, yeah, obviously no one's going to be releasing sets in like January. So, all in all, Vivid Voltage comes out, and then the next set is announced. So, that then gives us the question. Fast forward to March 19th, 2021. Battle Styles officially hit store shelves. I open a booster box. I still haven't pulled that damn Urshifu. And yeah, here we are. So, that then brings us to the next question, which is, when was Chilling Reign announced? And here is where Pokemon did something radical. They broke their previous tradition of announcing a set after the previous set had been released. So, this article was modified on March 17, 2021, meaning it was actually announced or created even potentially before then. But that is exactly the problem that I'm trying to call out. You see, Battle Styles had not even officially hit store shelves yet, and we were already talking about Chilling Reign, the next expansion. And if you look at this article just as an example, one of the big taglines is, you're gonna have to wait till June this year. So, what does this necessarily do for us? Well, we have a set hitting store shelves on Friday, and as early as Wednesday of this week, we literally have people talking about the next set. But that's not okay, because in the past, we haven't had that issue before. But unfortunately, with the news of the next set already upon us, even before the next product is officially available for sale at major US retailers, not counting your local game stores, which may have shipped early to you, that's a huge problem, because now you're consistently drawing the attention and the fanfare away from the previous set and onto the next set, which, by the way, hasn't even released yet. Now, in many ways, I've already conducted a lot of research on this. I've asked people, I've even made a post, and some of you actually responded. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue to go after Evolving Skies, because realistically, Celebrations is right around the corner and I'd rather save. And that is a sentiment that I have actually seen pretty much consistent across most of the hobby. And it's unfortunate, because as a result of this, we're now in a situation where people are no longer building a real relationship or a real meaningful memory or experience with a Pokemon trading card set. And that is a huge deal. Now, to just further prove my point, we already know that Chilling Reign was announced as early as the week of the release of Battle Styles, but then, if we look at our friends over at CBR, we find that Evolving Skies was announced at a minimum as early as June 10th of 2021. And, that means that we got news of this set quite literally 8 days at least before Chilling Reign. And you might have even seen, news of this that was earlier than CBR. So unfortunately, again, we consistently end up in a situation where the hype was taken away from the next set because the next set was being announced, and therefore fanfare had to be created. And again, there's a pretty significant gap between these sets. We went from March to June, which is effectively about 3 months, and then we went from June to August, which, if you think about it, is about 2.5 months, given that we were already halfway through June, and Evolving Skies is practically releasing at the end of August. So, was it really worth the fanfare and the joy and the expectations? Yeah, kinda. Here's why. As much as I don't like what's happening right now because they are really going out of their way to announce sets maybe a little too quickly, Pokemon is a media company at the end of the day, and they are looking to sell trading cards. The reason they are doing this is probably an aggressive marketing campaign to coincide with the 25th anniversary, and as a result of that, it should surprise no one that they are trying to maximize hype by effectively just selling as many Pokemon cards as possible. The best way of doing this is to get really good sets onto store shelves and then market the ever-living crap out of them. And so, it surprises no one that Pokemon is quite literally just announcing sets and building fanfare well in advance of release. Now, what they are doing, and this doesn't affect their bottom line, is they are affecting the relationship that we as hobbyists, we as collectors, as players, as, anybody who enjoys the Pokemon TCG hobby, they're affecting that relationship that we have. Now, there is actually a word for that, and that word is affinity. No, not alinity. Hey, my next joke isn't scheduled for at least another week, and if I keep making jokes too consistently, people are going to think I'm serious. So, go away. Anyways, the word is affinity. An affinity is defined as a spontaneous or natural liking or sympathy for someone or something. Kind of like my affinity for alinity. Bars. Anyways, the real truth of the matter is that affinity is the reason why people want to spend $350,000 on a Pokemon card. They have a natural liking for that card that makes them feel as though that's a justifiable expense. And this isn't uncommon. There are many things that we can really just have a natural liking for that are a real strong reason for us to go out of our way to do something. That's why sometimes you find yourself doing really nice things for people, because you have a natural empathy or rapport for them. Affinity can be applied to our hobby as well. Some people really like the EX era, and so we would actively pass up opportunities for, let's just say, second or fourth gen cards, and instead actively go for what we have the strongest connection with. Now, the problem is that when you keep announcing sets so quickly, it takes all of the fanfare and attraction away from the current set. Just as an example, we had Vivid Voltage, and we had a good month to sit on it and develop that affinity prior to news of the next set coming out. But as soon as Battle Styles wasn't even a week out, we already had news of Chilling Reign. So, when you go to open some Battle Styles, yeah, maybe you're looking for alternate arts, maybe you have something good to look forward to. But at the end of the day, there's a strong chance that, you're already looking forward to Chilling Reign. And by the time Chilling Reign came around, much like myself, you thought you were going to be excited, but now you're just confused, because sure, Chilling Reign is here, but Evolving Skies is next. Now, the one thing that I haven't necessarily addressed in this video yet is Japan. And Japan is an important part of the puzzle to the issue that I'm trying to highlight today. Many of the sets that we get here in the United States are borderline copies of the actual sets in Japan, and you can actually see that on screen using the rightmost date column. This is the date that the Japanese equivalent set was released. So as you can see, just as an example, Crimson Invasion was released in September of 2017. We got it in November here in the United States. Similar concept for Lost Thunder, similar concept for literally any set. It's very rare, if at all, that there's an English exclusive card, although it has happened here and there. more times than not, it's the Japanese sets that end up having exclusives like the alternate art Sandaconda and Celebi that we never got for Chilling Reign yet. So, all that said, it then raises a pretty interesting question. Well, Ryan, how are you complaining about lack of affinity when I could have just as easily looked at the Chilling Reign set as early as April 23rd, 2021 and just gotten over battle styles? Well, if you notice, the previous set, right, Darkness Ablaze in Japan, was released June 5th, and then we had Vivid in September 18th of 2020. And then in November, we got Vivid, and then the Japanese equivalent was in January 22nd for battle styles. So if you notice, there is actually still that logical gap between our previous English set and the next Japanese set, meaning you still have a little bit of time to enjoy. My other major concern is that, unfortunately, it seems as though the time between announcements is continuing to shorten, meaning one set isn't even here yet and the next set is already being announced. And that is kind of a major issue, because unfortunately, what it really means for us is that there is not going to be that normal gap period of time where we can really enjoy a trading card set. Instead, we're just getting barraged with sets. Now, for Pokemon, this is no big deal, because Pokemon's here to sell cards, and whether they sell Chilling Reign or Evolving Skies, as long as they sell X amount of sets, they will have Y amount of profit. So for them, it's really not a matter of which set. But as a collector, as a hobbyist, as someone who enjoys the TCG, I want to enjoy the particular sets. For me, the set that comes out is a huge deal, and that is the difference between the Pokemon trading card company and the individual collector that is trying to navigate their current media blitz. Now, at the end of the day, as I'd said, this is probably a very aggressive marketing tactic to, put in place alongside Legends Arceus and the two new Gen 4 remakes that are coming out, as well as Celebrations, the 25th anniversary set, as well as just wrapping up the 25th anniversary in style and on a strong note. Do I think this will expand into 2022? I don't think so. I think at some point it's going to slow down. But for right now, it's creating a really confusing mix of emotions, because we really can't form a strong affinity to any set because the next set is always kind of breathing down our throat at the same time. But with all that said, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that meme at the beginning of the video is a little bit more than just something to laugh at, because realistically, I think that's how a lot of collectors and a lot of hobbyists are feeling right now. There's so much going on that it can be really hard to consume all of the different news that we're getting, and that's why it's important sometimes to just slow down and enjoy the set that you love. Whether it be Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, something older, or looking forward to the newer sets, whatever your thing is, find something you love and do it, because when all of this media news is going on, it can be very, very frustrating to keep up. But with all that said, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like on the video. As always, I appreciate your time and you stopping by to check out another video, and if you're not already, feel free to join the Gengar Gang by hitting that subscribe button down below. Other than that, friends, I'm in the comment section if you have any questions, and we will talk soon. Peace.